Let's take a look at the Simple Gothic Calligraphy Workbook. When you open, here you've got a page that you're going to write your name in. Once you know how to make Gothic letters beautifully, the next page is an index, and here I'm just introducing you to the tools that you can use. You can use either the traditional nib, like I just showed you, or the parallel pen. You'll see that there are some videos, some links to videos that will help you get started. The next page is going to give you some general information, and there are some explanations about the exercises that we're just about to do. So you see I have slid a piece of scrap paper under the page that I'm working on because, as you can see on the left, the ink does bleed through. There is nothing written on the back of the pages that we're going to write on. The first thing I did was pick up my parallel pen, and I found my 45-degree angle. And what I'm doing is just drawing inside the outlines that are there on the page for you. You'll notice that I do not change the angle of my pen whatsoever. I keep that 45-degree angle at all times. Now what I'm doing is just switching over to the traditional oblique nib, just to give you an idea of how that works with another tool. So again, I've just looked at my 45-degree angle. I start at the top. Now, if the ink doesn't come out right away, take a scrap piece of paper and do a little bit of scribbling, or apply a tiny bit of pressure at the very beginning of your stroke. Another thing you can do is just do a little bit of a back and forth motion at the very top of the stroke. Here, look, that's what I just did. I'm going to zoom in to show you that back and forth motion that gets the ink flowing. Now you'll see that I can do quite a lot of these strokes with just one fill of the reservoir, and then you're going to see me get to the end of the ink here, and I'm going to have to stop and fill it up. So there. Now I have finished filling in the drawn contours. Now I'm just going to continue on my own without the contours or without the outlines to help me, and do the same strokes over and over. Obviously, I want them to touch the X height line, the top line, and the base line, which is the bottom line. They need to fill that whole space so that once we move into making the letters are going to be uniform. That's what makes them pleasing to the eye. Obviously, we want our strokes to be all perfectly parallel where possible and uniform in height and weight. So you can see that my ink is slowly running out. I am going to have to work on it a bit. I'm applying a little bit more pressure to get it. I'm just trying to squeeze that last little bit of ink out, but there, finished. So I'm just going to charge my pen again and come back and finish the page a bit later on. So that's how you're going to use the exercise page in this Simple Calligraphy Workbook. Come back again for more. We'll move on to the next pages in the next video.